Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect, Northern and Gospel Broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is titled, Everything Must Be Done in Balance and Moderation. Okay, everything must be done in balance and moderation. Okay, everything in life, even first and foremost, the truth, because the scriptures goes into being overly indulgent in certain activities, and it could be caused a weary to flesh or weary to your flesh and your mind. You got guys in this thing, man, that go into like different other books. Like other books are okay when you're using it for edification purposes, but you got guys that go into like the Book of Enoch and the book of Yasher and all these other books, and that book, this book, that book. And oftentimes they bug themselves out because they're totally convoluted with all this information and they're confused. You know, like you got, I think it's called, you got Israelite groups out there that promotes universities, you know, or like a college, which just means higher learning. You know, they promote this university about getting into debates and how you cut this person and cut that person when it's not about that, you know. And that often comes because things are not being done in moderation. So everything in life, from working out to studying the scriptures to reading to doing videos and to watching videos, you have to have a balance with everything, man, because unrighteous balance or something that's out of balance, it causes the body to be weak. Okay, like for instance, if you have a broken foot, that means that you have to put all weight on one foot so to compensate for the broken foot, which means your body is out of balance. So therefore the body is not going to perform to its proper functionality because you were out of balance. Okay, same thing with drinking. You know, as we know, drinking is lawful, but even with drinking can become a problem if you're indulging in alcoholic beverages every single day. Okay, and what happens is the body becomes numb to it. And then before you know it, you become a drunk. And you're so out of your mind because you don't even realize that you've been drinking so much to the point drinking just become the norm. You know, so you have to balance that out, because if you're not balancing out certain activities, then the body is not going to detoxify itself. Okay, same thing in the truth. You have to balance everything you do. You have to balance enough. You have to be balanced in the spirit. You have to be balanced in certain things in the flesh. If you studying and looking at videos 24 hours a day, you ain't going to retain none of that information, man. Okay, just kind of like what we used to do as kids when we didn't study for a test. We try to cram all that information in. And oftentimes you won't remember any of it because for the simple fact, you out of balance. Okay, and the Lord requires a perfect balance. Hey, man, stop eating my fucking... is this? Little nigga, hold on. Dude, stop eating my life. Fucking squirrels, man. Hold up, slide. Get off my porch. Eat my damn lights. Man, my lights don't even work. I gotta take them off the balcony. Anyway. Damn squirrels, man. Eat my damn lights on my balcony and shit. Salakia, brothers, man. Crazy. I don't even know if these shits even work, but oh well, I'll worry about it later on. But anyway, so you have to do things in balance, okay? Like I said, even in the truth, studying, doing video, everything has to be done in moderation. Like, you know, sometimes brothers put out shows every single day, which is okay. That's their balance. But, you know, you got to have an off day. Well, I'm not saying have an off day because you do according to your spirit. But like I noticed me, I rarely will put out videos on Sundays because, I mean, you know, you're going hard throughout the week. And then the weekend you got camp. At the camp, I just feel like chilling. I don't feel like doing nothing, you know. And I need that little day and a half at the camp to kind of rekindle and get things back in moderation and balance, you know. So anyway, this is the book of Job 31, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, let me be weighed in an even balance, that the Most High may know my integrity. Yeah, because you got to have just enough folly You got to have just enough spirituality in your life. And I'm not saying folly as in a demon But, you know, you got to eat. Sometimes you got to deal with your woman. You got to deal with your kids. You know, you got to go out and do things. You exercise, you work out. All those things are, you know, you have to balance those things out. Because if you constantly overly indulging in this work, you will drive yourself crazy. And this is why a lot of guys bug out, because they try to be too deep. And then they end up falling upon their own sword, man. Okay? Let's get another precept. Proverbs 11:1. We all know this. Proverbs 11:1. It says, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Okay? A false balance. So when you out of balance, then that's an abomination to the Lord. Like, you got men that only do videos once a week. Okay, you got men that only go out once a week, and they don't do no sit downs, and they may go out for like 30, 40 minutes, an hour, maybe hour and 30 minutes, or however it may be. And that's a false balance, because, like, what are you doing throughout the week? Okay, you know, and then you got guys that just weekend Israelites only. Saturday they're a super duper Israelite, but Monday through Friday, or Sunday through Friday, they being straight ninjas, demons. You know, that's a false balance. But a just weight is his delight. So you have to be weighed in a balance. Okay, you want to be found even on all sides. And though it's sometimes inhumanly impossible to be a complete balance, but you have to understand time management. You got to know how to delegate your schedule. You got to know how to put things in perspective. You know, you got to know how to balance the time out with the camp, the classes, you know, the camp sit downs. Like our protocol here, you know, we try to get at least 2 classes in a month. Sometimes we get 1, sometimes we get 2, more than likely 2. And then we'll try to get like a sit down in, and then brothers just link up randomly through the Spirit and do sit downs, which through the Spirit, I want to, you know, do more of that. I just know brothers is kind of spread out, and, you know, schedules just kind of like all over the place, but making the conscious effort to do these things, it helps. But, you know, you have to make it work for you. Okay, because like I said, man, when you are overly stretched in, you have a schedule or a pilot full of activities you have to engage in, then you ain't gonna have no time to do the things that really matters the most, which is getting into the word, you know, doing the work, studying, doing what you have to do. Even then, you know, I've noticed over the years, you know, my attention span has gotten a lot shorter, you know. So when I first came into the truth, I was able to read a lot more for hours. Now it's hard for me to sit down and read for 2 hours. It's doable, but I'm distracted too easy. There's too much going on. So I have to come up with methods so I can get my reading in. So what I do, you know, I get like 3 or 4 chapters in. You know, I go into the Apocrypha, get a chapter in, go into the, you know, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Proverbs and the Psalms, and I try to, you know, pick something from each chapter, and I try to read to get my daily reading in. Instead of just sitting there trying to read the whole Bible one day, you're going to fucking drive yourself mad, man. You know, so find a balance that's probable for you in this thing. All right. This is the book of Proverbs 16:11. It says, a just weight and a balance are the Lord's. It says, and all the weights of the bag of it are his work. So Yahweh Shemel Shai deals with balance. Okay. Nature proves that. You got up, down, left, right. You got night, you got dark, you got hot, you got cold, you got lukewarm. Even within lukewarm, that's a balance between hot and cold. You see? So being perfectly balanced in this thing is what you want to strive to be. Okay? Because if you're too out of balance, then, you know, you get distracted. Then things happen. Proverbs 20:23, it says, divers ways are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. So you don't want to have more niggardom than being in the spirit. Okay? And obviously you want to be in the spirit at all times, at least when you're able. But even when you're not operating solely through the spirit, you still want to have the spirit on you to think through certain things. And I don't like to say that, oh, you don't be in the spirit all the time. We're always in the spirit, because when we walk amongst this world, we walk among people, we go to work, you know, we go out to particular venues and kick it. You know, we're still in the spirit because we're thinking or we're doing things wisely. Okay. But what I'm saying is you ain't got to be in prophet mode 24/7. You in prophet mode 24/7, 7 days a week. You out of balance, then you will drive yourself crazy. Everything vexes you. You know, everybody gets on your nerves. You're just totally mad at the world. You don't want to operate like that. So having a healthy balance of doing things that's recreational, you know, like working out or, you know, going places, movies, whatever that kind of ease your minds from the tensions of this world is always good to have, you know. Don't be too caught up in the dainties of everyday life. All right, Sirach 42, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, of exactness, of balance and weights, or of getting much or a little. Okay, but exactness, you want to be perfectly measured. Like prophecy deals with measure. Scriptures say when one, roughly paraphrased, I think it's in Esdras, it says when one balance is filled, then the Most High, he moves the balance. So everything is done in moderation, even prophecy. Certain things has to happen in order for that to come to pass. Okay, and that's how the Lord operates. Verse 7, it says, deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receive it then. Okay, but the point is you want to be in the balance. Okay, so anyway, this is just a quick lesson giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify. Into the next lesson.